Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Joe and Ralph Show. I'm Joe, and we got some special guests in the green room along with Ralph. We'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Let's get this intro out of the way and get the show started. Here we go.
And now it's time for the Joe and Ralph Show. Get your guitars tuned up and get ready to scream. The Joe and Ralph Show, right here on YouTube. The Joe and Ralph Show, right here.
What is going on?
What's up?
Look, Nathan's up there.
What's up?
Dave's over there.
We need the Brady Bunch theme song, right?
It is. That's right.
Somebody's got to turn something down. Somebody's got something up, a cell phone or something. Got to turn the volume down.
Brady Bunch.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Joe and Ralph Show. We have some special guests here. To my this way, to my left, or your right, is my son Nathaniel, Nathan Hughes, right there. There he is, and down below is brother Dave Stafford from Stafford's Music Studio. Wow!
What up, everybody? Happy Saturday.
And of course, my co-host Ralph, the German Butcher. Down
I'm up here, Joe. I'm down here.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure it out, and
It's backwards from what
it's so weird. So weird, man. Golly, I haven't got used to that yet, but thank you, Dave, man, for being here. Nathaniel, thank you for being here, man.
Yeah, really, Dave.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you very much, man. Had a good time on Dave's show last night, man. We had a great turnout on another great, almost a record-breaking chat again. I was like, wow.
It really was. I watched the show, and I mean, Dave, it keeps it going constantly. He's just moving, and next thing you know, 2.5 hours went by. You know, he's constantly whether it's trivia or showcasing somebody's video. It's just then the next thing you know, 2.5 hours went by.
Yeah, it's fast, man. It's fast, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, when you're hanging out with Joe and R2, it's just like friends just hanging out. It's just like friends hanging out, so it just goes quickly, and then the next thing you know, you have a 6-pack of beer gone, and then you're going on number 7, and then you wake up Saturday and go, wow.
You have to go back and watch the show to see what happened.
Yeah, wow. It's like, what did we talk about again over there? I don't remember.
Did we discuss that last week?
Yeah. What? Dave going to super chat me 2,000? What's that? No, I'm just kidding.
I saw where you have Steve made a comeback, but it looked like his hair was a little different this time.
Yeah,
like he changed. He got a haircut.
He's stepping it up. He got a haircut, and he's been a pizza delivery boy for a while, so he decided to stick a little money into his hair. So.
That's awesome, man. Can't wait to see Steve making his big debut again. It's going to be awesome.
Interesting.
Very cool. Very cool. Nathan, what's been going on with you, son? We see you got an awesome background back there with your music room. So what's been happening with you lately?
Just a lot of work, man, honestly. I got a new guitar, and it sat on my wall for about 2 days before I could actually play the damn thing.
Sounds like us, man. There's always so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to anything anytime, you know. God almighty. Holy smokes. Well, Ralph, what about you, man? I know you've had a busy past few days. What's been going on with you?
Same thing, man. Just working, man. I haven't had time to play. I actually played 30 minutes after I got home today. I just needed to play, just to de-stress and get out of my head for a little bit. So I played for about 30 minutes. And I didn't even use my headphones. I played through my amp so it could be good and loud, and I can be loud as I want. And I was just, and then 30 minutes, I feel better. All right, let's do this show now. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Ralph sent me a text through WhatsApp. He goes, I need the link, please. I was like, yeah, it's coming to you, man. We're literally wrapping up supper and a dinner and a movie, as they say. And in the middle of doing some major storming here, so hopefully we don't lose power or anything like that. We got a few people in the chat, man. We got let's see, we got Thrash is in there. Thrash, what's going on, man? Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Edwin Crane, Brian Spalding is in the house as well. Man, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Dave Randalls is in the chat. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for taking the time to. This is a small show. We've only, this is what, episode 6. So we haven't been doing this too long. But if you're new to this show, if you never watched, in the bottom right hand corner is my buddy Ralph. We've known each other for 40 years. And it's been a long time since 5th grade. Yeah, long time, man.
It almost hurts to say that out loud.
I know, man. It's been so long. But everybody has that one friend that they went through a lot of stuff with in their life, and just, getting in trouble, skipping school, doing this, doing that, smoking cigarettes, whatever. And that's Ralph.
That's me.
For me. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So, yeah. Absolutely.
Get Marlboro Reds this time.
Marlboro Reds.
Yeah, that was my fault. I remember me and Joe would get together and play, and God, there'd be an ashtray sitting on top of the amp, and he would keep one lit, and the room was so thick with smoke, and I thought I smoked a lot. Oh my God, he would keep one lit, and he'd go to light another one. Joe, you got one in the ashtray. What are you doing? And he had one in his hand, one in the ashtray, one in his mouth. What are you doing?
What?
You need one in the headstock, like
One in the headstock, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of headstock, I keep checking out that green BC Rich too. It's really got my attention back there.
Oh, Nathan.
Is that new?
No, that's old.
That's so much is bad.
I paid $40 for that.
What?
Yeah, go ahead and show it off, Nate. Can you grab it? Yeah, let's tell us the story with that.
I can grab it.
I love the shape of that.
It reminds me of Bobby Doll's bass in Poison.
That's
or
right.
something.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it reminds me of.
That's what it reminds me of, something like that back in the day.
So I was working at Walmart, and this dude sold it to me for $40.
Wow.
Oh, he's an idiot.
For $40. Well, it wasn't always like this. I actually got it painted. I got some work done to it. I got some dude to put it back together. I recently just got a kill switch installed on it.
Right.
It was like a test dummy. Even the BC Rich thing, I wrote that on there with a Sharpie.
Oh, you did that.
Painted over it. And these pickups that are in it, those were actually in my Squire J5. They're for a Squire, phenomenal pickups.
But even if it's for $40, even if it's just a wall hanger, it'd be great. You can't beat $40.
Oh yeah, totally. It looks like something that came out of freaking CC DeVille's showroom floor.
Oh, I love it, man. I love this bright colors. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, didn't you put new pickups and all that stuff in there too?
Yeah, well, the pickups that was in it, actually, I put some DiMarzio deactivators in that J5 Squire model I got, and I took the pickups that were out of that in that BC Rich, because there were some BC Rich pickups that were in it, and they were just so loud. They were just like real, it was terrible.
Oh, wow.
They were terrible, man.
We have one of the faithful viewers here, Thrash, Metal, and Fun Riffs. If you look at the screen, Nathan, he says, "I'll pay you $200 right now for that green BC Rich."
It's bad. I like it too, man.
It sounds pretty good now.
What's that?
Did I say I got it for $40? I think I paid $400 for it.
Is that what it was?
Thrash said
I
said 210.
Yeah, 210.
It was just a project guitar. I've never done stuff like that before, and it was just fun to mess with.
Right.
I got a question. What's it like putting a kill switch in? Is that a job and a half, or?
It's actually fairly simple, depending on how and where you're putting it at. Like this one, they don't have no back plate or anything on it, but you can tell like this is where the kill switch is on here. So you see the wire coming into it. You do have to drill into the guitar.
Ouch.
And then
that's scary.
So you got to be careful with that. Like we did it. That was a project one. So that one you can tell dude kind of got it a little bit right here. There's some like little spots right here.
Sure.
Under it.
Okay.
But But see, he was extra careful when we did it on the Wolfgang. We put one on the Wolfgang. He's like, I'm really scared to do this one. I was like, yeah, me too.
Yeah, he did good on the Wolfgang special though. He did.
Oh, yeah.
He Nathan's the person that does Nathan's electronics. Ralph is the same guy that would do my electronics for my project guitars.
Gotcha.
And
he do the wiring for your pickups and such.
Yes, yeah. That's the same person that I would recommend for you for your wind song. You know, to get that done.
It even sounds cool, doesn't it? It's a wind song.
Yeah. Wind song available now at Guitar Center. Yeah, it's
like a freaking Pocahontas model.
$40.
Yeah, $40. 4001. Yeah, but yeah, that's cool, man. So, but if you also look behind Nathan behind his right, over his right head, you'll see that striped guitar. That's the one I built for him. And then you see the Wolfgang Special, and then next to that is the PV Wolfgang Special, and then next to that is a guitar that I took to Express Music, Ralph, and had them stripe it up.
Oh, okay. You paid somebody to do that one.
Yeah, I took the guitar up there, and they when it took it to like a third party and had some guy do it. So it was pretty cool. You know, that was a long time ago.
I thought he did good on it.
He did do good, but you can actually, one thing I can tell on that guitar, you can actually feel the tape where he put tape on it, you know, instead of taping it, painting it, taking the tape off.
Right.
I don't know which color, it might be the black, I don't know, but at the time I didn't care. They put clear coat on it and all that stuff, and I was like, I think they charged me back then when I had that striped up, it's like $275 what it was. Yeah. But I was happy as hell when he brought it out to the counter. I was like, oh fuck yeah, you know. I never had a striped guitar.
Wasn't that the one that was like? Wasn't it like? It didn't have like a pink lightning bolt on it or a purple lightning bolt or something like that on it.
The guitar before it got painted was like black and had like this pink kind of flash or something going down the middle. It reminded me of something that CC DeVille would have, or I don't know, one of those '80s themes kind of things. And I think the guitar was called what was it, Nathan? A GTX.
GTX like Applause. It was made by Applause, but it was a GTX 23 because I remember I had one. It was that snakeskin looking one. I found it on
I remember
Reverb
that.
a while back.
That snakeskin you used to have, Joe?
Yeah, I gave it to Nathan. That. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, because I remember when I'd seen that guitar, it reminded me of Warren DeMartini from Rat. It reminded me.
Dave, how many guitars you got, Dave?
Yeah, Dave's got a lot.
I don't have a lot, maybe 16, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Right. And your PRS is your favorite?
Yeah, pretty much. That and then my Gibson Les Paul Custom, that'd be second. I have a Carvin that a neck through Carvin that I'm gonna get.
Upgraded.
What are the new pickups I was looking at, Joe? What the heck were those called? I'm drawing a blank right now, but.
I can't remember, but
what are they? They're the new ones. Kill Switch Engage. They're using. They're a series. Fishman. That's what.
We'll come into that here shortly. Same exact pickup. We will come into that shortly, and we have somebody that's on the panel here that can tell you about Fishman pickups firsthand.
I was gonna order them, but they were the COVID thing. They were like, not Fishman, but the Fishman Kill Switch Engage series or whatever. So and then I just haven't, it's just been in the case and I haven't got back to it. But yeah, playability, the PRS.
Yeah. I have never played a PRS to this day. When Nathan and I, a lot of times we'll go to Guitar Center in town, and Nathan, I've never seen a PRS there. Have you? I've never seen one.
I've only played one in my life.
I've never played one at all. What did you think about it when you played the PRS?
It sounded pretty cool. I played one of the lower end models. My neighbor who played for Headsnap, he had it. He had one. He actually showed me how to play one of their songs on it, and I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, Dave,
it wasn't like one of the high dollar like $3,000 customs or whatever you can find.
Well, Dave has that whole spectrum covered. He's got the kind of the lower end and the higher end.
Yep.
PRS. So, Dave, what would you say between the lower end and can you really tell a huge difference on that spectrum there?
A little bit. I have SE built in is it North Korea or Korea, South Korea, wherever it's built, and the neck's wider and it gets fret sprout. But with the PRS specs, they still, to me, they make them so playable. Clean distortion. But I also like the 8515 pickups. It's their hottest pickups they put in them. So I don't know. Like some metal players would probably say the action's a little higher than they want on a PRS, and then I don't know. It's kind of weird when people ask me what is my favorite playing guitar anymore, because I'm sure you're a lot of like me in a lot of ways that like I kind of love the majority of my guitars, so I love playing all of them, and each of them have their different characteristics, and they just, my Gibson plays like a Gibson. It's got the fat retro neck, and is good for certain songs. There's some songs I'm playing I don't want to use my PRS on because I want the EMG actives with my Gibson, and different things where I'm using a PRS. I know I'm going to get into the higher register on the neck, and I don't know. It's really mood dependent for me what guitar I like.
And depends on what you're playing at the time too. Yeah.
The genre, yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
But I think I've always thought PRSs were worth the money. But again, I mean, the eye of the beholder, right? I just think they're a sound, good quality built instrument.
I think I've seen some really beautiful PRSs, but I've never seen them in person, and I've never played one. So
I haven't played one either.
I can't say that. Bro, if you want to talk about that bass behind you, that purple bass, please.
Jackson?
Boomer Bass Meme is really likes that bass. What kind is that? She has a Jackson.
It's a Jackson, and it's a mini bass. I didn't need a full. Okay. I didn't need a full size. It's about the same size as a guitar. It doesn't have the neck that's 10 feet long. I didn't need all that. I just needed to just a bass that I can put some bass to whatever little ditty I'm playing, whatever song I'm doing on my multi-track. I just needed something to put some bass to. And I had never played bass before, and I didn't know that I would take to it as easily as I did.
Right.
But I'm very happy with that one. It's perfect for what I need. I know they make, these humongous basses. They make a 5-string bass, and I don't need that. I just need, just to put a bass line on some of the tracks I do. So I use that. I mean, I know I play drums on what we do, but I actually can play guitar too.
Right. Absolutely.
And the neck on my Jackson bass is like super long.
It's humongous.
I'm like trying to get up there and play F. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I think Dave got his bass around the holidays, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah. Black Friday, was it? I got the Black Friday sale, something like that. Yeah. I think it was only like $160.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I think I got $75 or $80 off, and like your
That's
Jackson
incredible.
bass there. I mean, it plays incredible and doesn't clip. So
yeah, that's
it's
great,
fun
man.
as hell playing bass. It is,
Isn't it?
I enjoy it. I really do.
Yeah, I can get lost in it. I mean,
yeah, I still have the same bass that my parents got me at a guitar show in Spartanburg so long ago. I still have that same Fender Squier bass, and I really need to get another bass, but it's still, I mean, it does the job. I think they paid at that guitar show, they paid like $200 for it, and it came with this really crappy case back in the days when they it was supposed to be like a hard shell case, but when you feel it, it's like cardboard or something.
Yeah, I still have that.
Yeah. The freaking the case for that bass is somewhere out in the damn shed out there. It's still out there. I was like, man, what the hell? And
no, it's not. It's in my room back here.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was out in the building out there.
No, you gave it to me whenever I bought that one bass from that dude I worked with at Subway.
Oh, okay.
That I got that little. It's like basically the same bass you have, except for it's cream instead of black, because that's the only reason I use it for is recording.
Yeah, that's the only one I use mine. Yeah. But it's amazing when I first started to mess with bass all those years ago, or put bass in some original songs that I was doing. And shit, that was in the '90s, and Nathan was just a little baby. But I didn't have a bass. I didn't have a bass guitar at the time. I just had a keyboard that had a bass, preset, and I just go boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, and do all that. And then,
just something basic to get it done, right?
yeah, and then later I said, man, I really would like to have a real bass so I can put that human element in it, and slide your hand up and down the string, whatever, And boy, that made all the difference in the world. And I was like, ever since I started to fool around with the bass back then, I've always loved it. And I was like, man, this is really fun, And then of course I got to see how much difference that would make, when I first started messing with it. And I was like, wow, I didn't know bass made that much difference because I was.
It really does, and there's so many different ways to play it. Like I know a lot of people play with their fingers. I don't know. I hadn't mastered that, and I can't master the slapping and popping. I can't quite get a handle on that, man. But I play the hell out of it with a pick, with a bass pick. I play the hell out of it. But that slapping and popping and getting that funky thing, I just cannot do it.
Yeah, some bass players, if a true bass player, if they see you playing with a pick, man, they like go ape shit crazy.
You're
not supposed to use a pick. I'm like, dude, I can't play it any other way.
You need Steve to give you a lesson.
Yeah, I need Steve to give me a lesson. That's right. I guess because I'm a guitar player at heart, not a bass guitarist. But
right.
I'm sorry, Billy Sheenan, I won't do it again.
Billy Sheenan, talk about an awesome guitar player. Wow, damn.
This is what I bought.
Oh, let me
before I did the bass, bass guitar. It was this MIDI.
Oh, there we go.
Now, some people can make some cool tunes with it. It's got some cool things, and then I would use it for bass, and then I was going to use it for electronic drums. Well, you can rearrange the pads and all that. I'm like, I'm not that tech savvy. I'm like, okay, and then I'm playing drums with little pads, and you miss it all the time. Like, it's not for me, man. I like having the instrument, like you're saying. Instrument in your hand.
That's right, man. I can only imagine what all we used back in the day till we got where we are now. All the different little stepping stones that we took to until we could afford something. Thrash says bass is easiest with a pick and harder to slap or play with fingers.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. What does Boomer say? He says those are idiot bassists. It depends on what the song requires.
Meaning the bassists that say if you play with a pick is the wrong way to do it.
That I've heard people say that.
I'm glad Boomer made that point because it does. It should depend on what you're doing.
Right.
Like Flea. Right. I know he uses his hand in a lot of that popping with his thumb, and and it's amazing. I can't do it. But it just depends on what song you're playing.
Yeah, I don't see how they do that.
I don't either.
Damn, how do they concentrate on? Well, I don't understand how they got that going on. Man,
there's other great bass players. Take one of my favorite bass players, Jason Newstead of formerly of Metallica.
Metallica, yeah.
He was always a pick player, and he is a top notch bass.
Oh yeah, he is top notch. You're right.
He devoted his entire life to music. He decided not to get married through all them years or have any kids. It was just devotion to Metallica and bass, right? So, I agree with you, Joe. I've heard bass players say that too, but it's not true. But I've heard that saying too. If you use a pick, the bass snobs don't like that.
What this is something that I've heard, of course I saw what happened, but I don't know what the reason was. Why did Jason Newstead and the other guy, they swapped?
Robert Trujillo, is that who it was?
I guess, yeah, because he was in Metallica and the other guy was from Ozzy or something, and they swapped.
I think it was just one great band getting another player that is compatible, tour ready, knows the ins and outs of the business. And I don't think it was, because Jason just left Metallica mainly because of his band he had, I think called Echo Brain or something, and wanting to do more of his own music. And I think James was like, no, you have to it's Metallica or nothing. And then, but as far as the switch, I don't really know what went on there. Why it seemed weird that it was like, did they just make a deal and switch, or did they? I mean, I don't know. Robert showed up for a tryout, right? And
for an audition, yeah.
An audition, yeah, exactly, an audition. And I don't know if Ozzy called up James and was like, "Hey, what the hell?" And he's like, "Oh, here's Jason's number." I don't know. I have no idea, but I don't know how that went down. But it is interesting. I loved it. I was glad to see Jason just not disappear at the time.
Yeah, I never knew the backstory with that. I just
I guess it's not as cool of a story as the mechanic that gave Eddie freaking Sammy's number.
Oh yeah, Claudio.
You imagine the freaking the ego that dude had. Yeah, that's all me.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
The mechanic.
Taking the credit for.
Can you imagine the balls on that guy after that?
I didn't know he took the credit for that.
I don't know if he did. I'm just saying if he did. I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true.
It's totally my responsibility. I was the one that got him.
Yeah, that was if he hadn't, if he hadn't said anything to Eddie or they hadn't seen each other, that probably never would have happened. Because he gave Eddie Sammy's number, or vice versa. So yeah, it's really cool. Let's see. What's that?
Hey Joe, I saw something in the chat, and I do want to touch on it quick. Boomer Bass, and I don't know. There's a few Metallica fans here, but he said Lars screwed Jason hard. There it is in the mix. What album was it? They completely took the bass out.
Are you serious? Really?
I'm dead serious, and that was very close to was it Justice for All? I know that's bass heavy, but they did something somewhere where they took Jason's bass completely out, and I think that was probably getting closer to it was Injustice. That's right, Thrash. That's what I thought. It was all like the guitar, money bassy guitars, and they took Jason's bass actually off the album.
Wow.
Now that would sting, man.
That's a slap in the face. Absolutely.
I would be like,
Why would they do that, man?
You wrote the bass lines and everything, put all that work into it just to have it cut out.
Yeah, and you're touring and playing all them shows, and every song you're playing, and you're not on the album.
Wow.
Man, I didn't know.
The music industry's tough, isn't it? Can be.
It was back then. I don't know. I don't think there's much of a music industry left now.
Pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think that really. Let's see what Thrash is saying here. What's he saying? Garage Days Revisited has lots of Jason's bass, and then he's gone on the Double Justice LP.
Yeah, but the Garage Days is a lot of covers too, which is still awesome. The Black LP has a lot of Jason.
Let's see here. What is Boomer saying? The Bass Channel's Josh Beast did a monster version of the whole album. Well, okay. That's cool. So how did that album go over with no bass on it? I mean, apparently, I know Metallica's huge, but like you, Dave, I know you're a huge fan. How did that hit you when that came out? Was you like, damn, there's no bass on here, or did you?
Yeah, did you notice it, or did they replace it with something?
They Thrash or somebody in the chat can help me out too. They replaced it with something. It sounded really bass heavy to me. I don't know if they were getting it through their amps and their guitars, how they had all that set up or what. But this was just recently something that I learned about, just seeing some documentary interview or something about Metallica, that they took all of his bass off that album. And I see Rick Hefner pointing out, so he would have been playing on the Justice tour. Jason would have been up there playing, but the album, they took him out of the album.
Wow. So
that's what I've heard. It sounds like Thrash knows the same thing.
Let's see. He says it sounded industrial, and the drums pounded through the subs really good. So we thought it was on on purpose
I think
with the chugging. Okay.
Yeah, I think Lars kind of did it spitefully. I think because it was during a time where they were not clicking real good.
I mean, how would y'all feel if you was in a band and whatever your instrument is that you're over and they's like, we're just gonna take this off? I'd be gone, man. I'd be like, I'm out.
That's a deal. That's a deal breaker, no doubt.
It is for me.
I started putting feelers out to other bands right there.
Yeah.
Man, I just couldn't. I don't know. Couldn't do it. That's what's Rick saying here. Let's see. He says, it's not that there is no bass. They just mixed it so low, he says.
That may be. The documentary said they took it right off the album, but either way, I agree, Rick. I mean, I always thought there was something on there, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I never was that into Metallica. I mean, I do respect them for what they've done in that genre, because I remember, Ralph, we was in high school and we would skip school. We'd go hang out at the mall or whatever. And I remember a mutual friend of ours had made a copy of one of their first albums on cassette. And he gave one to you and one to me. And I went home and listened to it. And I was like, this is different. And it was like one of their first, I think, Ride the Lightning or something? One of their first albums.
Great album.
Yep. The drums caught my ear. Really, I was like, I've never heard drums like that. I never, and it blew my mind. They were so thunderous and so crisp, and it stops, and it was just, I've never heard anybody play drums like that before. It blew my mind. It was amazing.
It was definitely different.
Yeah.
The thing that got me back then, which I hadn't been playing guitar long at all back then, I just really, really new at it, was I noticed that guitar, there was a lot of clean stuff, and then it got really dirty, and then it got really clean, and there was like a lot of kind of classical things on the intros and all that, and I never heard that anywhere else. You know, I was like, I ain't never heard anything like this. You know, so apparently they were started like on this underground thing, right? That's kind of
thrash. Yeah, they're a thrash band, and then they kind of got later as time went on, but tried to stay heavy, you know. But
yeah,
they started out as a thrash band, you know.
I know a lot of people said they kind of sold out there at one point in time, I guess, because they started off as a thrash band, and then their songs got kind of commercial. But I liked some of them once they went a little bit more commercial, and James Hetfield's, his singing got better too, you know. And
yeah,
I started to actually like the music a little bit better. But a lot of people said they sold out. But
yeah,
cha-ching, cha-ching, bitch.
Right, they hooked up with Bob Rock, made the Black Album, and then, you know, had some mainstream hits. And that, I mean, that's such a weird thing, because people are like, you know, underground all the way, but then if you want to get known so you fill arenas, you got to be someone.
You got to do what you got to do.
You know?
You have to, yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you start making money, you sell out and start being successful.
Yeah, exactly.
Money changes a lot of things, man. I'm telling you. That's
or jealousy.
Jealousy, yeah.
That's true.
Joe, you know,
sir,
I was gonna ask you something. You know, when you were saying how weird would that be if you took the bass and they said, "Hey, your guitar is just off the album." That's the same way. Like I kind of look at session players, and when they bring people in to, you know, it's your band, you wrote the song, and you're like, well, we need that better, so we're gonna hire a.
Oh, that would hurt. That would hurt so bad.
Yeah, that would sting, wouldn't it? I'd be like,
I've heard of a couple of cases like that, but the reason why they done that is because the person that was the guitar player, he wasn't showing up to the sessions. He was too busy getting lit or getting effed up, and that one,
he brought it on himself. Then didn't
that
he?
one person was Ace Frehley back in the day. he was, you know. So they ended up using oh God, what's his name? Oh Lord, I just drew a blank. They brought this one guy to play some parts because Ace wasn't. That's right before Ace quit or they fired him, whatever. I don't know. But yeah. So let's see. You got Bruce Kulick, and I think his brother came in there to do some of parts for Ace back then on that. What was that, Creatures of the Night? I think that's what it was. I believe so. It's speculated or there's a rumor that Ace hardly plays any guitar on that album at all because he was just so out of his mind back then with drugs. Let's see. Ted, is that Ted Furr? He says, did you guys hear the new Mammoth WVH song, Won't Back Down? Sounds really heavy. I have not heard that yet. I've not heard it. I saw it on social media last night. I said, man, I need to check that out. I haven't heard it yet. I have not heard it yet. Crap Guitar Show, Old Man Dan, he says he was more into SRV, Y&T, Triumph, and Maiden.
Great bands.
Yeah, man, that's kind of more my stuff too. I never was into the real heavy stuff, but I mean, you know, whatever floats your boat.
Y&T was up here playing like bar gigs, man. It was crazy. They used to
Really
in the 80s. They could like sell at a stadium, couldn't they? And they're up here playing like
They could.
yeah. Back in the day, they were huge. Yeah,
And they go see him uptown Madison. They came through. My buddy got all their autographs. He was totally cheesing over it.
Well, sure, yeah. One of your idols, and they come that close, absolutely.
And you're standing right here, like 3 feet from him. Then you
Yeah.
can meet him. So.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Let's take a quick let's take a quick 20-30 second timeout. When we come back, we're going to have new guitar day with Nathan. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. More of the Joe and Ralph show to come. Stick around. All right, welcome back to the Joe and Ralph show with special guest Dave Stafford. Brother Dave, which he was so gracious to let me be a co-host on his show. Check it out, Stafford's Music Studio on YouTube. We had a great show last night. Check out his channel, sub, ring the bell. And then my son over here to my left.
Opposite way.
One of them, yeah. One of them. I'm still trying to get. All right, Nathan, you have the
One
floor,
of your
man.
directions or one of your sons? Is there something else you need to tell me?
No.
Oh,
You're good.
okay. All right.
All right, you have the floor, my man. Tell us what you got and what's going on.
All righty. I have still paying on it. Just made the first payment, but it is a Charvel
Ooh.
Green Bengal.
Ooh,
Oh, that's nice.
sweet babies.
And it is the Satchel model from Steel Panther.
from Steel Panther. Wow, that is awesome.
Still
And
paying on it.
Yeah, still paying on it. And it's hard to tell, but it has Fishman Fluence Classic pickups in it.
Nice.
There we go, Dave. The Fishman pickups come back into the equation.
Nice.
I've never heard of Fishman, man. That's new to me.
I haven't either. My buddy Austin got some for his he's a huge BC Rich guy, so he got one for one of his BC Rich Beasts. And he said they were phenomenal. I didn't realize how great they were until I got these.
Right.
So, what do you think about it? What is your opinion as of right now?
Well, after the long weekend I had, and I didn't really get the chance to actually plug it up, so I had a long weekend. I played it dry for a little bit, and I was playing it when I was on the couch watching TV, relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I have not been able to put the thing down.
I got you. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is a phenomenal machine. I sent a picture of it to my friend Tony. He plays in a couple metal bands and stuff, Legionary and Condition Critical and stuff like that. But he was like, dude, he's like, that thing is a shred machine. I've never had something stay more in tune with the bar.
That's awesome.
Freaking incredible. The one thing I was curious, I didn't think it was because it just, when you look at it in the pictures, it looks like it's one of those, it looks like it's one of the bars on the EVHs, but It's a floating, so you can do all the cool CC DeVille pull up on the bars and all that. It's fantastic,
Right?
Fantastic machinery.
Floating Floyd. That's amazing. Yeah, that's cool, man. I was wondering if it was a floating or non-floating. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I had never played a Charvel. There was a time me and you went to Guitar Center, and they had on a used rack. It was ugly. It was super ugly. It was like this orange. We had a black pit guard, kind of had that Jakey Lee look to it with the black pit guard, but it was this ugly orange color. And it was the only guitar I played there because it played freaking fantastic. But it was like $900 used. I was like, good Lord.
And it was a hardtail too.
It was a hardtail. It didn't have a bar at all, but the thing was so comfortable and sounded so good. I always remembered. I was like, man, one of these days I'm gonna get me a Charvel. And this kind of went on because you can only get the purple ones on AMS now. I got the last green one.
Yeah, I looked them up last night. I said that purple looks good, man.
Yeah, the purple does look good. But I love the green and black especially with the pickups. You can't really tell. Yeah. You can't really tell until you see one in person. But it's not like my BC Rich. It's not like a glossy green. It's more of like a flat green. But it looks a lot better in person than it does in the pictures. As cool as they look in picture, in person, they're just like, I was like, oh my God, these things are awesome.
Did you keep it in standard or did you put it half a step down?
I put it half a step down for like a day or so because I wanted to play some, like, just kind of hear it and like the old school Van Halen sound, and Steel Panther plays everything in half step down. But I played it and I loved it so much I actually tuned my Ibanez into E flat because my Ibanez was like my number one, and it's going to be my number two now because of the Charvel.
That's awesome.
Plus, I know more songs in standard, so I wanted to put it in standard. That way I could actually play it a little more often.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've always, it's always been a pet peeve of mine. Like when I'd get on the internet to try to learn a song, from it don't matter, classic, rock, whatever. And the first thing the guy goes, "We're in E flat tuning." I'm like, dude, why? Why are you in E flat? We're not playing with the original track. Just be in standard. You don't need to
cause you problems. Yeah.
Holy shit! We're in E flat to stay true to the song, dude. We're not playing with the song. Come on, you're playing by yourself. Come on, man. I hate that shit. So when I get my backing tracks from karaoke version, especially classic Van Halen's, it says recorded as the original E flat. I'm like, fuck that bitch. Click and put it up half a step, and it's in standard, and you can't tell. It doesn't make that much of a difference, I mean, to me it doesn't matter, but
right.
I don't know. Maybe one of those bass players might say something. Hey man, that's not E flat. You son of a bitch! Do it like you're supposed to. But anyway, so no.
I keep my Stevie Ray Vaughan model in half step down just to stay true to that. But I mean, I don't know. I think some of that stuff sounds a little bit cooler, but blues is a little different anyway.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. Well, Crap Guitar Show says, but some stuff just sounds better in E flat. And hey, man, whatever you prefer. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just for my setup. I don't fool with none of that stuff with Floyd Roses and all that. I just keep it all in the stand. We got R2R3 in the chat. He goes, "Hey dudes, a quick hello. I'm celebrating my daughter's birthday this weekend." Well, happy birthday to R2's daughter.
Happy
birthday weekend.
Yeah.
R2's daughter. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man. Thank you, R2, for jumping in and saying, "Hey, man, hope everything's going good with the birthday celebration." That's awesome, man. Yeah. I just keep my stuff in standard.
Yeah, I mean, if you get into more metal too, we're gonna drop tunings and stuff. I just decided, I go with more of the album tuning, but you get 3 or 4 guitars set up. I never mess with the Floyd Rose. I leave that.
Oh man, when I first did
those are miserable.
When I first did that years ago, man, I didn't realize what I was getting myself into until I was like, what the hell? And if you're not sure what you're doing, the best thing to do is
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Yeah. I mean, I know how to do it now, but that is a really big hassle.
It's a project.
Yeah.
Hey,
oh
Joe.
God. Yes, sir.
Real quick, I was gonna ask Nathan too. What is the price point on something like that? Satchel Guitar.
That's a good question.
The satchel model that was pushing 1,200. But I mean, you don't have to. I mean that's just his name. You can get a really nice Charvel for like in the 800, 900 range. There's actually another one. The only reason I got the Satchel ones because they were sold out of the one I wanted. The one I wanted it was basically the same model, but it had some Seymour Duncan pickups in it, and the name of the color was called a Chlorine Burst. The thing was so beautiful. It's like looking into the ocean, man. It is a pretty beautiful piece of machinery.
Even for 1,200, I think you get a lot of guitar, a lot of awesomeness for $1,200. I think that's well-built guitar.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
want one.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
After I finish paying this one off, the first thing I'm going to do is get another Charvel. I can tell you that.
I've never heard of
really?
Charvel.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they say that the EVH Stripe models are identical to a Charvel.
I can see that.
So when I play that, I mean, when I'm playing that, then I already know. I say, well, this is what a Charvel feels like. Well, Nathan, you've played this one, so is that a true statement? Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, I can see that. The only thing that kills me with those guitars is that I cannot get used to the one pickup thing because I use my neck pickup so much, and I go to flick it up. And I'm like, where is it?
Not there.
Wow. Boomer, you have 37 guitars? What? Holy shit. He says I have 37. He's got 37 guitars, different tunings. Wow.
I couldn't name you 30-something different tunings.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm with you, Nathan. I couldn't do that either.
I could name you like 6.
I can name 2 maybe.
What's that, Joe? Tunings?
Yeah, tunings. I couldn't tell you.
Ask Mark Tremonti.
Yeah. There you go. What was that? You got that tab book, that Creed tab book, and every song was a different tuning or something?
It was an Alter Bridge.
Alter
their
Bridge.
second album, Blackbird. I love that album, and I was like, man, I'm gonna get this book. It was at like a used bookstore for like $8. I was like, man, I'm gonna get this book, and I started going through it. Every single song was in a different freaking tuning. I was like, this is ridiculous.
It makes you wonder why. Why go to the trouble of having a different tuning on every song?
I don't understand. Maybe you have to go to Guitar College, Joe, or GIT, or to understand. I don't either, man. I don't get it.
I feel sorry for his tech to have to keep up with all that. He's got a notebook filled up with all this information of crap he's got to keep up with now.
I mean, each song is in a different tuning. I mean, it's just good Lord.
I'd lose my job.
Well, I mean, and if he's in a different tuning, the bass has got to be in a different tuning. It's just.
I know. Like, dude, I'm not changing my crap because you want to be different.
I'm not. You're just trying to be a jackass is what you're doing.
He used to play in a lot of drop D when he was in Creed.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think a lot of it was
that's
D.
okay. I wouldn't mind that, but when you guys was like, we're gonna do an open A with the 5th tuned to C. What? I can deal with half step down and the whole step down. Even I keep one of my guitars in my buddy's band, Kellen Heller. They tuned a step and a half down with the top string dropped in B. I'll do that, but there's some things. There's some newer bands like my buddy Austin. He told me about this band he listens to called Within the Ruins, and they play like a lot of like 7-string stuff, and they have the bass he has to use a bass string for his top string, that way it'll hold, and he actually has to cut into the nut just so the thing would fit because they tuned like 4.5 steps down. I was like, that is retarded.
Why?
Like, why would you do that?
I think some people just like to be difficult. Like if you ever tried to play a Jakey Lee solo and he's got his finger spread so far,
yes,
his thinking is, and he does that on purpose so nobody can do it. You can get something close, but he can technically say you're not playing my solo because you're not doing. That's called finger tapping. If you're spreading that far, just finger tap it. It's ridiculous. He's spreading amongst 13 frets with one hand.
It just shows you how good those guys are.
They are really good. I
They're
get
that
it. But you can still get the same effect. You could, I don't know. You can
Right.
figure something else out. There's that same note somewhere closer. You could. I don't know.
It's usually on you hit the string open somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
But I mean, it goes to show you. That's why, I mean, you go to play what they play, you're like, oh, they're not that good. And then you go try to play it, and it's like, oh, shit. They are good. They are really good.
You learn to get that, to gain a lot of respect for a guitar player really quick. When I found that out a long time ago, I was like, well, that song don't sound that bad. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I got a tab book, and I was like, let me see if I can learn this summer song by Satriani. I was like, nah, man. I can get them that first opening chords, and after that, I'm like, nah, man.
I learned that when I bought the tab book. It was Porno Graffiti with Extreme.
Yeah.
I was like, good Lord, there's so much going on here.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can attest. I can say right here, Nathan, man, he would always, when he would get a tab book, he would always sit on his bed and he would study that book, and he would be in there for hours.
Thank God for tablature, man. Thank God for tablature.
I never had the discipline.
I'd be
to
lost,
do that.
man.
I never had the discipline to do that. I always tried to learn my stuff by ear, which was hard. And
It's
then I
hard.
never-
But if you can actually look at it, sometimes it's helpful. You look at it, and go, oh, is it that? Oh, I was making it too difficult in my head. Sometimes if you see it, it's not as difficult as you think it would be. Sometimes,
Right. I
unless
use it
you're
for
Jakey Lee.
So,
Yeah, a lot of it can be wrong, too.
oh yeah,
That's true.
There's
Very
some,
much true.
There's some incorrect tab, especially on the internet. There's a lot of that out there. And,
Yeah. Thrash.
I did that the other day because I was trying to learn the old school X-Men theme from the 90s. They had the da-da-da-da-da-da, and I had to take the tab and actually decipher it. I'm like, okay, that note's wrong. That note's wrong.
That sucks. What was you going to say, Dave?
The Dave Mustaine 12 fret stretch, he goes over the top though.
And uses his thumb and pinky.
I've seen that.
To get the stretch, because like, man,
I was
you
about
need
to say,
hands about like that. Or yeah, he'll do a 12 fret stretch, but you have to look it up. But yeah, it's like with his thumb, and that hand is spread as far as it can get.
Wow, man, I've never tried doing that. Never.
I had to do that with I had to play. I remember trying to learn the intro to Purple Rain, and I actually had to go over the neck and do that with one of the chords he does. I was like, that's dumb. I'm not doing that.
That's why when I got that backing track, and I looked and I said, I can't do those chords. I went bloop down a half a step. It was in standard. I was like, there we go. I can do major chords now, and that's how I do it. And I know. That's just the way I do it. Now, if I went to play it with somebody on stage, I would be fucked because
Prince didn't have very big hands, did he? He's a little guy. Or who
This is
was
true. He is a little guy.
he was little, but he still wrote it in that key, and he could play it. I mean, he was an incredible guitar player, and his guitarist Wendy, she could play it.
Yeah, I got a Prince on right now.
There you go.
Now I gotta check it out. Man. I'm trying to play
I
it.
watched some kind of countdown the other day, and it said it was talking about the top 10 most overrated guitar players, and Prince was the first one on the list. I was like,
Overrated?
That's
Bullshit.
shit.
Overrated.
I was like,
or
this-
underrated?
Overrated. You know who
He's
number 2 was,
underrated.
Dad?
He's underrated for
He's
sure.
underrated, yeah.
You know who number 2 was on the list, Dad?
For overrated guitar players?
Overrated guitar players?
Jimi Hendrix.
Eddie Van Halen.
Oh,
I was like,
Where did this damn list
overrated.
come
huh?
from?
who made
I
this
don't
list up?
know. I don't know. They need to be found and beat up, though.
Somebody would know nothing else better to do that probably don't even play guitar.
Joe,
Decided to
speaking
be
of
negative.
speaking of Eddie, did you know there's an auction going on for one of his guitars right now?
What?
Yeah, it's a Eddie Van Halen owned and played PV Wolfgang up for auction.
Oh,
It's going on right now. It's a silent auction, so you can bid on it, Joe.
no,
You can put it. You sure? There's even a video. You can watch him actually playing this guitar it's at EddieVanHalenGuitars.com. You can watch him play this particular guitar.
I'd have to really see a lot of he's got his own guitars like that with PV or whatever that look just like what he's playing.
Well, this is supposedly being done by his former fiance, Joey House. I don't know that much about his personal relationships. I don't know, but
I've never heard of her.
So I'm just telling you, man. I thought you'd be interested in that.
Never heard of.
Check it out, Joe.
It's pretty wild. You never know what people do, man, when somebody passes away just to try to make a buck.
This is true. I'll give you that.
Off somebody's name. It's really crazy. But all right, I wanted to put a question here to everybody here on the panel and everybody in the chat, whoever's watching. I'd like to ask this question, and we're going to go around the board here. Uh-oh. And I want to say,
oh Lord, this is like it being at Thanksgiving. Let's go around the table and say what we're thankful for.
No. I would like to ask. We'll start with Nathan. What are 3 albums or 3 bands, that you love, and 3 bands that you can't stand? So 3 bands that you love and 3 bands that you can't stand.
Okay,
Nathan, you go first.
You said albums too. So
let's
3
just go
albums
with,
I hate too.
Let's just go with bands first. Let's do that first. So 3 bands that you love. Start off with that.
Okay, well, first off, we're gonna go with The Doors. That's my number 1 favorite band of all time.
All right.
Followed by Van Halen.
Okay.
Followed by, we'll say, so bands. I'm not gonna go obviously it's easy for me to say Stevie Ray Vaughan or the guitar players I love. I'm gonna go with bands, and I'm gonna say Queen.
Okay, good answers. Good answers.
Queen's good.
Ralph,
fantastic band.
That way, Ozzy's at the top of my list.
Okay.
Ozzy, Tesla, and I have to go with Prince, man. I know it's not technically a band, but I don't know.
That's okay. Prince and the Revolution.
Yes.
Right, yeah. That's cool. And Mr. Stafford, 3 bands that you love.
Yeah, man, that Ozzy's definitely at the top of the list, but I guess just another 3 bands that I love: Metallica, Pantera, Guns N' Roses.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
There's so many. It's hard to do that. Now, when he said,
it is hard. I know it's hard.
And I want his answer.
When he said Ozzy, I was like, I grew up on Ozzy, man.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I know a lot of people like the same things. A lot of people.
It's just hard. You can't really narrow it down.
I know that's why I asked that question.
Yeah.
I know it's impossible, but I was like, well, people could at least pick 3.
Yeah, you can go on and on, really.
For me, of course, it'd be Van Halen, where I'm at right here.
Yeah.
Van Halen would be the first one, and then I would say, Prince and the Revolution. Absolutely, always been a huge fan of Prince. And then, let's see, man, I would say Boston. I've always loved Boston.
Good one. Boston's a good one, Joe.
I've always loved Boston, man. I haven't really tried much of their stuff, but I've always loved their songs, especially the guitar tone is obviously the first thing that would catch my ear. So, yeah. Let's see. We got anybody that's putting some? Rick Hefner, he puts an answer up here. I think he says Sabbath, Floyd, and Deep Purple. Okay.
Good choice. Good picks.
Very nice.
I love those bands too.
Yeah, that's cool that those are bands you can just say one part of the name, like Sabbath, Floyd, and Purple, and you know who it is. You automatically know who they are.
Exactly.
Yeah. Crap Guitar Show wants to know if we're on drugs because nobody said Zeppelin. I do.
Well, if we listen to Zeppelin, doesn't that mean we are on drugs?
Yeah, I do love Zeppelin, but they're just not in my top 3.
I like their stuff with their greatest hits. They kind of got, as somebody that loves the Doors, they got a little out there.
Yeah, the Doors got out there. Yeah,
I think Zeppelin was just a little. Not that I didn't hear a lot of Zeppelin. I mean, when I went to school, you were cool if you had a Led Zeppelin shirt, but they were a little bit before my time. I mean,
and that matters. It does.
Yeah.
Whether you grow up listening to it, it matters. Even a few years, if it's before your time,
right?
Not, if you were born a few years earlier, it might have been one of your favorites. It just depends. ACC, I'm seeing AC/DC, Leonard Skinner. Yes, my list could be I can make it way bigger.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I hate that you asked, what's your top 3? I mean, God, it goes on and on.
Oh, it does.
I'm looking at all these. Queensryche. Queensryche's great, man. God, Lord. There's Nickelback. It just goes on and on.
Well,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Rob's Music Store. That's a good one.
Oh God, dang. I didn't know that was a band. Oh Lord.
I love Rob.
Oh my goodness.
We all love Rob.
Oh Lord. Rush. Boomer says he likes Rush, Sabbath, and Parliament.
Hanoi
Okay.
Rocks. I remember them. Hanoi
Yeah.
Rocks.
Is it Hanoi Rocks or what? I'm not sure. All right, now, so we're going to go to 3 bands that you can't stand. Nathan, you're up top. 3 bands you can't stand.
Number 1 at the top of the list for me.
I'm going to make some enemies when I open my mouth.
Me too.
Somebody-
I'm going to do it.
I'm doing it.
Somebody's going to get a little butthurt over this, but number 1 off the top of my list, I haven't been able to stand them for years, is Nirvana.
Okay.
Number 2, number 2 is Primus.
Okay.
Primus, and I would say number 3. Somebody's already getting butthurt. I hear a phone going off.
My works call me. If they call me again, I'll have to just cut out
Okay,
for a second.
are they getting butthurt?
They might when I get done with my list.
And I'll say number 3. See, there's a lot of bands I don't like, but it's just because of like a bad member. But I would say,
a bad member.
yeah, I mean, like a bad singer that can really make or break a band.
Of course. Yeah.
Bad member. That's what she said. You got a bad member.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm gonna go with I don't like the B-52s.
Oh man, that was a safe one. No, who likes the B-52s?
Hell no, nobody likes them. Good
That was
Lord.
safe, man.
Yeah, safe.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of. I mean, we can get into it when everybody else shares.
It's
their
the
list,
same. It's
but-
the same as asking your favorites, man.
I mean, it's.
I understand.
It's all good. It's all good.
There's like, I mean, and just like with my favorites, I mean, it's easy for me to. I love Satriani. I love, Stevie Ray Vaughan, but I mean, I love them for them. I can't just dismiss an entire band because they have a crappy singer.
Right.
All right, let's go down around the table. Ralph, you're up. 3 bands you can't stand.
The top of my list, U2.
Oh, really?
Oh
Okay.
man, I forgot about you too.
I can't stand U2, man. That guitar player, ching chicka chicka ching chicka chicka ching chicka ching. He'll wear some strings out, man. I can't stand him. What is his name? I don't even want to know his name. I don't
The
know.
Edge.
I don't care. U2. U2's at the top of my list. This one's gonna make people mad, dude. I don't like the Rolling Stones, man.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, I don't like the Rolling Stones.
That's fine.
And number 3, this one's gonna be bad too. I don't like the Beatles, man.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Shots
telling
fired.
you. I know. I told you. Now, I'm not saying there's not 2 or 3 songs I couldn't pick out that would okay, those are okay. But as their work as a whole, no. Sorry. I just don't.
I agree with every one of those.
You asked the question, Joe. That's
No,
what
it's
I
all-
told you. I knew when the question was asked, I said, this is going to be bad.
I think that's great.
I should have lied, shouldn't I? I should have lied.
No.
I should have went with B-52s.
Yeah.
Be honest. All right, Mr. Stafford, you're up.
Oh, he's soloing me. Let's see. Nirvana is number 1.
Cool. I like
Nothing
that.
but hate for Nirvana all the way around.
I agree. But see, I hate them too, man. I should have said Nirvana.
And I know that probably makes a lot of people mad. I guess it's not really a band anymore, but Limp Bizkit, I thought that was another
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah,
I
good one.
could not stand.
Damn it.
And there was so many bad bands that came out in the 90s.
Yes.
I guess I'll just go, and I'm kind of, I'm an 80s and a 90s child, so born late 70s through the 80s into the 90s, but you know, that's when the grunge scene come on. So I'll go with like, you know, Puddle of Mud. Can't stand them either, really.
They were bad.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They had a short-lived career. Yeah.
I don't focus on the bands I hate so much, so I don't think of them much. So I was like, who do I hate? You know, but
This is
Nirvana's
good.
top of the list. Yeah.
Ask Ralph; he'll tell you.
I mean, I just know. I mean, like I said, I could take those. I could take the Stones. There's a few songs. Okay, they're okay. I mean, I've never bought an album. I just don't. If they come on the radio, I'd switch it in a heartbeat. I just don't. It's just not my thing, man. It's just not.
Keith Richards was on that overrated guitar player list, and I was like, okay, I get that one.
That is exactly.
That makes sense. That
Doesn't
And
it?
you know, Kurt Cobain was on there too, and I was like, yeah, that's. I mean, I didn't even know he could actually play guitar for even to be called a guitar hero.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain.
Exactly.
Ted Fear says in the chat, Nickelback. See, I was going to say Nickelback, and I told you Nickelback the other day, but I can't dismiss, like, they're a good band. He just can't sing.
Yeah.
Opinions are like assholes, they say, right?
Everybody's got one, and yours stinks.
Yeah. Yeah, mine would be my three of bands that I just can't stand. That would be Nirvana. That's at the top.
Y'all suck.
That's
y'all
4.
said Nirvana, man.
That's 4.
And Pearl Jam. I never gave two shits about Pearl Jam. And
Pearl Jam. Damn it, I hate Pearl Jam.
And
God.
and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Oh, so yeah.
See, the Chili Peppers for me was a good band. It was just that you just couldn't sing.
I respect some of the stuff, but as a whole, like it's one and another one. I
just
never bought
can't.
an album.
I can't get on board with them. That
There's
singer
a
drives
couple
me
of songs
nuts.
that are okay,
Give it away,
but as a
give
whole,
it away now.
I don't like it. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
I
I can't
understand.
stand, dude, man. No, nothing personal to those guys, but my God, it's like, could y'all not get another singer? Damn,
Dude,
It would be so great with anyone else who could sing.
I don't know. We got people saying Oasis. They don't like.
I've almost said them.
I'm not. Who was Oasis? I'm not familiar with that.
No,
They
that's a
sing
good thing.
Wonderwall.
Boy.
Oh, okay.
Follow
That's
Gotcha.
a
Boy.
great campfire song, man.
Dad, I'm surprised you didn't say. I'm surprised you didn't say Smashing Pumpkins. I know you've always hated them.
See, I don't. I see
Never cared for them either.
the Who. I never cared for the Who either.
Yeah, me
I
too.
didn't care for the
I just
Who.
don't.
You know,
Yeah, me neither.
the Smashing Pumpkins, I'm not a fan of them either. They got
No.
so big globally. They were like
They did.
in the books as like one of the biggest rock bands out there. You know,
God,
I mean,
yeah.
Old Man Dan, I agree. John Frusciante or whatever his name is, he is a great guitarist. I just the singer is what ruins the Red Hot Chili Peppers for me.
The bassist is fantastic. The
Is
drummer's
he?
fantastic.
He's amazing. Yeah,
He is.
like I said, the musicians are great. I just
I don't know
cannot-
what the drummer's name is, but he's a
Chad
fantastic.
Smith, and
You
he's
give him
fantastic.
a bass and a snare. He doesn't even need anything else.
Yeah,
And you're
they're-
like, how's he getting all that sound out of two drum pieces?
Yeah, the
There's
musicians.
a video on YouTube of it's just Chad Smith and Flea jamming together, and it is
Oh, yeah.
fantastic. I've seen it like
Oh yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know 50 times or something. It's so good.
yeah.
back in
I
the
mean,
late. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say Alan Robinson said "Under the Bridge" was a great song, and actually, I have to be honest. Back in the day when they had cassette singles, remember that, Ralph? I actually bought that cassette single, and the reason I did was I loved the intro to that song when the guitar sounded just like Hendrix.
Yeah.
And then, sometimes I feel, I stop, like never
See,
mind.
this topic we could talk for hours about bands we don't like, bands we do like. I mean, we could talk about this every show actually.
Sure.
This is fun for me.
Yeah. Ted has a great comment here. He said, "How about bands you didn't care for until you saw them live and changed your opinion?" That's fair. I mean, yeah. I mean, if
I don't think I've seen a band that I've seen live that has changed me to liking them. I've watched some that have made me not like them.
Well, see, my response to that would be, and I'm not being smart at all, not to you, Ralph. I'm talking to Ted. My response to to that question, I'd be like, if it was a band that I didn't care for, I wouldn't buy a ticket to go see them.
Nah.
And then so
That's a good point.
My mind,
But you know,
wouldn't change,
sometimes there's an opening act.
That's true.
Like I went to go see Ozzy and Anthrax open for them. Didn't sway me. Still didn't care for the Anthrax.
Well,
but
I guess
but you know, sometimes just you can't help who opens for
two sides of it.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, there's always two sides of the coin.
And you're like, wow, that wasn't that bad. You know, they were all right. I don't know.
Ted says he don't like 9 Inch Nails. I don't like them either.
I don't either.
This singer's an asshole for 9 Inch Nails. What's
Yeah,
his name? He's
Trent Reznor or something.
Yeah.
If your band sucked that bad, I'd be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
Boomer says he can't stand gangster rap, boy bands, or Nickelback. So I'm right there with you on that too. To tell you the truth, but
Yep.
I actually think Nickelback's got a few good tunes back in the day, and you don't get to hear a lot of their better tunes. Some heavier ones. They used to do the radio play bullshit.
Yeah, they seem to have gotten. Not that I was a huge fan of theirs. I did like a couple of their songs. I tried to get on that Nickelback bandwagon back in the day, and I just never could. I was kind of like, I don't know, man. It just didn't grab me. But you know, I did have one of their CDs.
He couldn't, like Nathan said, he couldn't sing live very good back in the day.
In Excess, that's another one. In Excess, I can't stand In Excess either.
I've never heard a song for them outside of Devil Inside.
That song sucks.
Go by that. Go by that. The rest of them aren't any good either.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Rick Hefner, what is he saying here? I saw a few new bands because of a girlfriend I had at the time and was more impressed with the live performance, Oingo Boingo.
I have an album, Weird Science. Wasn't Oingo Boingo played that song?
Yeah, Weird Science.
Weird Science. I have that album somewhere. I don't know where it is.
I didn't know that's who did that. I couldn't remember. Oh, wow. Very interesting. Well, gentlemen, are y'all ready for some trivia?
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's get ready to.
No, I'm tired. I'm out of here.
Let's get ready to go back to the 80s and see if we can stump Ralph here. How well does he know his 80s? And
it's all on me.
Everybody's
Okay.
going to play, and it's everybody, and in the chat, and feel free to participate. There's no prizes involved. We do this just for fun, and
we haven't got to that point yet.
Well,
not like Dave. Dave gives out prizes.
Dave's got it going on his show.
He does have it going on.
He's like, "What? You want a car? Okay, answer this question."
You know, he's like he's Ozzy, and we're In Excess. That's where we're.
No. I gotta
as long as we're not Nirvana.
Yeah.
Right?
Or
Nickelback, or No, man, we got an awesome. There's a lot of people here from our show, and we got a great chat. So they like trivia. But so what are we doing, Joe? We just holler out the answer here, or what?
I will tell you after this intro. We'll be right back.
And now it's time to play Back to the 80s, right here on the Joe and Ralph Show.
That's so 80s.
Yes, it is, man. Isn't that 80s?
Well, yeah, duh.
Exactly, the show. I'm like, that is so 80s.
Yeah, it's got that Miami Vice theme to it with the Lamborghini and all that cool stuff.
I forgot to tell you that before we start the trivia. Did I tell you that I actually saw Billy Corgan one time?
No.
I saw him at one of the NWA shows. You know, he's like the president of the National Wrestling Alliance. I was like, wow, that's one person I was not expecting to see here.
Yeah, isn't he like over that or something?
Yeah.
He's like the president or some shit.
I remember you told me you listened to him on Joe Rogan. You say he's really smart. I'm like, that's cool. Still don't like his music.
Yeah. I just never cared for that neither. But anyway, all right, I got the chat open on my phone because I can't see it on the computer. So here we go. What we do is we take, I've changed it up this time. So we have some, what we do, Dave, is I take, it's half and half this particular episode. But the first half, I take verses from songs from the 80s.
Oh, boy.
Random verses, and you have to guess.
It's tough, Dave.
You have to guess either the song or the band, either one. It doesn't matter. And I also did some 80s regular trivia that's not nothing to do with music. It's just some 80s trivia. So kind of mixed it up a little bit. Try to make it a little bit different. So
I lose.
I always lose, Dave.
I never listened to lyrics ever.
I know, right? It's the instrument that catches your ear.
all right, here we go.
There's words with songs. What?
Some of these verses might be from the beginning of the song, might be in the middle, toward the end. I don't know. So this is why we say, how well do you know your 80s? So question number 1. Here we go. Question number 1. The verse from this song goes, "When you're alone, do you let go? Are you wild and willing, or is it just for show? Oh, come on."
Wild and willing. The wild and willing part sounds very familiar. Are you wild and willing?
When you're alone, do you let go?
And willing.
Are you wild and willing, or is it just for show? Ooh, come
Are
on.
you wild and willing? That golly, Dave. When I hear it, it's going to make me mad that I didn't get it.
We already have a correct answer in the chat.
Do we?
Nathan, do you know what that is? Dave, anybody?
When you're
Absolutely
alone,
not.
Do you
No.
let go? Are you wild and willing?
It's not "Are we alone?" now. It's "When you're alone." So I have no idea.
Okay, the answer is "Love Bites"
Love
by
Bites.
Def Leppard.
Are you wild and willing? I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I've heard that song a ton of times.
But I'm like Dave. I don't listen. Who listens to lyrics?
Yeah, man. It's a little tricky. Ted got it. Love Bites. That's right. Def Leppard. You are correct. All right, man. Let's go on to question, or I guess the verse 2 here from this song. Here we go. We're heading for Venus, and still we stand tall.
Europe.
'Cause maybe they've seen us and welcome us all. Yeah.
Final countdown.
That is correct.
Is it?
Europe, the
Nice.
final countdown. That is right.
We're headed for Venus. Lab,
I've
lab,
never
lab.
listened to the lyrics in that song.
I just remember the.
Oh yeah, who doesn't know that? Everybody, even if you like them, hate them, you know that. You know that.
Now, if Joe would have
Intro.
did that to start that off, I would have been on it.
Yeah, we've been on it right on top. Yeah, I know what that is. Yes, Ted got it with Europe. That is correct. Very good. Ted's on top of the game.
You should play that intro on guitar, Joe.
Oh,
That'd be awesome. That'd be pretty cool, man.
Oh my goodness.
So have you
All right.
seen Mark that what's his name that does the Queen stuff? Mark Martell. Have you seen him do that?
Yes.
Final countdown acoustically.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's stupid good.
Yes, very good. Very, very good. All right, here we go. Question number 3. What song is this verse from? Hey, little sister, what have you done? Hey, little sister, who's the only one? Hey, little sister, who's your Superman? Hey, little sister, who's the one you want?
Damn
hey,
it,
little sister,
I know this.
shotgun.
I know it. It's. Sister. Whatever.
Hey, little sister, what have you done? Hey, little sister, who's the only one? Hey, little sister, who's your Superman? Hey, little sister, who's the one you want?
Is that another Def Leppard, Joe?
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
Dave, Nathan, any guesses?
I'll go with Billy Idol.
That is
I
correct.
have no idea.
Oh,
That
White
is
Wedding.
correct. White Wedding, Billy Idol.
So these are all classic rock bands too, right? I had to get back into thinking like it's classic rock.
Very good, Dave.
Hey, little. Yes, it's. Since I see the title White Wedding, I can hear the song plain as day.
Have you done?
The shotgun is what threw me off because there's a Def Leppard song where they go shotgun and he says the same thing, and I was basing my whole answer on that one freaking word.
Crap guitar show with. Well, I know he was going for White Wedding. He kind of got off track with the tapping of the letters, but I got it, man.
I just
Close
seen the
enough,
original-
sir.
I just seen the original MTV video of that. For some reason, it was like on a replay thing.
Oh,
The
yeah.
white wedding
Yeah,
video.
yeah. They were playing
It's
the
a
original
nice day
some
for
channel.
a white wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a couple. He had like 3 big hits. He had White Wedding, Rebel Yell, and Eyes Without a Face.
That's without a face. I
Remember that? That slow
Eyes
ballad.
without a face.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty cool song.
Well, yeah.
Back when MTV was cool, right?
You seen him recently? He doesn't look too different, man.
No,
Same
he's
hair,
actually-
same hairstyle, everything.
actually-
He's got a few more wrinkles, but he looks pretty much the same.
He's actually in fantastic shape. I was like, holy crap, he's stacked, man.
What was that guitar player he had?
Steve
Steve
Stevens?
Stevens.
Crazy hair.
Steve Stevens, yeah.
Didn't he play on Vince Neil's solo album, Dad?
Yes, he did. He did.
I know Mick Mars wasn't playing that.
Nah, hell no.
No.
Steve Stevens is incredible. Yeah, when
I respect Mick Mars, but he's not the greatest soloist. You know, his solos leave something to desire.
yeah, I think he's a tasty rhythm player for what he's doing in Motley Crue.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But he's even said himself that he's
And he knows it. Yeah, he knows
yeah,
it.
he's even said that himself. He's not some big solo person, which is Moni. That's right, Alan Robinson. Billy Idol covered Moni.
Dun, dun,
Dun, chicka, chicka, dun, dun. All right, here we go. Next question, number 4.
Went off in
All
left
right, this
field
is
there,
going to
didn't
be a regular trivia. This is not a music question, so here we go. What was the biggest grossing movie of 1985?
we? Back to the Future.
Oh my goodness,
Damn,
he got
yeah,
that
that's a
right
good
off
guess.
the
Oh, he's
bat.
right.
Very good,
You don't have any idea. The Back to the Future thing with me, you have no idea.
dude.
I have
I
one and
love
two
Back
of
to
the
the
movies.
Future.
I have a toy by my bed, a DeLorean. Don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me.
Nathan got me that for Christmas a few years
Don't
ago.
even try, player.
Yeah, don't even.
I love that fucking movie, man. Which one do you like the best? 1, 2, or
Or
3?
two.
You like 2?
I love 1. I think 2 is the best, man.
I
3,
agree.
I'm like, okay,
I
it's
can
all
do
right.
without. I can do without 3.
I give you that, but I mean,
Three's
really,
cool.
1 or I've got the trilogy. I mean, I've seen them all a million times.
Yeah.
I probably could recite the lines, which is really sad.
Well, 3 has ZZ Top in it too, and
Yes, it
that's,
does.
That's
Yes.
not, but just the old day thing makes it really cool. I
The
think.
Western thing
Western.
they had going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But 2 is probably the most action packed because they already
That's
got
what I
the
think, too.
Time travel thing figured out, and
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I've
You
always
kind of
liked
had to think a little bit about how they do it.
You
Biff
had to
goes
put
back
it-
in time, and you had to figure it out, so it made me think more.
Biff was like beating the shit out of Marty's mom in that one. And
Yeah, yeah, he was date raping her.
God damn. Just
Flip
turn
her a
around
roofie.
and walk away. Big like a tree.
He had her bent over backwards.
Oh, Lord. Rick Hefner got the correct answer with Back to the Future. Way to go, Mr. Hefner. Awesome deal. Awesome deal. Yeah, Nathan got me a big old DeLorean
Stay hydrated there, bud.
for
Got to,
Christmas
bro.
2 years ago. Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Gotta
Awesome.
hydrate. Gotta hydrate, bro.
Okay, here we go. Question number 5. This is also a Back to the Future related question. So let's see.
here we go, Ralph.
Here we go. In Back to the Future, when Marty pops in a cassette in his Sony Walkman,
Eddie Van Halen.
what name pops up on the cassette?
Oh, on the cassette. Oh, damn it.
Johnny
that
Be
is not-
Good.
No, listen to the question. When Marty pops in the cassette into his Sony Walkman, what name is on the label of the cassette?
Eddie Van Halen.
That's correct. Eddie Van Halen, but Ralph.
What did I say? What did I say?
You said Eddie Van Halen.
You said Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah,
you
he
was
said
right.
Oh, thank God.
He was.
I was about to punch myself in the face.
Because Ralph already said Eddie Van Halen, so I just went, oh, Johnny Be Good.
He said, guess the question's over.
Yeah, I'm trying to read the question. And back to Eddie Van Halen.
Eddie Van Halen really did play that.
It's like, hold on. Yes, he did. He did really
Yes, he
play
did.
that. Yes.
We were
Yes.
speed reading it. I knew Ralph was on that question. I'm like, come on, read it.
Ted has it with Van Halen. That's correct. All right, here we go. Man, very good, Ralph. I'm very impressed. You've gotten all of these except maybe
Actually, it's
two.
really weird. Don't be impressed, man. It's really weird.
Nah, this is all. It's all good. Okay, question number 6. Here we go. Not Dead Yet is a documentary about an amazing guitar player who landed a spot in David Lee Roth's band, but was sadly cut short due to ALS. Who is the guitarist?
Jason Becker.
Jason Becker is correct for Nathan for the win on that.
I did not know. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's an amazing documentary.
Yes.
I know who Jason Becker is. I'm aware of him, but
he is incredible, man.
Yeah, he's great. I just know Steve Vai working with David Lee Roth.
You're right, David Lee Roth. Yeah.
Yeah, David Lee Roth.
Right.
I didn't know Jason Becker was a thing.
Yeah, it was toward the end there before Dave got really kind of weird and cut all his hair off and
got kind of weird.
And when he smiles now, he looks like a scary monster. It's
Yeah.
like, dude,
Oh,
my
man.
God, I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
You ever watch the Van Halen reunions? Oh my God, it's a train wreck, dude. Train wreck.
It's a train wreck. I agree.
Dave was so
100%.
bad, he made me miss Gary Sharon.
Say that's saying something.
Yeah,
He does not age well. He did not age well.
No, all them
He's
years
still-
of partying. Yeah.
He still tries to do those weird kicks, and it
pretty
doesn't work
athletic.
for him.
Yeah.
Did you see that
Well,
one where he hit himself in the face?
I did. And he actually had to go get a
bleeding.
Band-Aid on his nose.
Yeah,
I saw that.
it was weird, man. I was just sitting there like, huh?
Eddie and Wolfie and Alex are out there jamming, just trying to kill time. And you all right, buddy?
Speaking of Band-Aid,
You all right, man?
I'll drink to that. It's taking a minute, isn't it? He all right?
You
You all right, bud?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now,
He's got internal bleeding. But he's all right.
Hope he didn't have that satchel guitar. I don't know. When he did.
yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
I did.
All right, here we go. Number 7. Here we go. All right, now, Whitesnake's self-titled album from 1987 had a lineup that consisted of David Coverdale, Neil Murray, Ansley Dunbar, and this guitar player.
I don't know his name, man. I know the guitar player. I can't think of his name.
I don't
Michael
know exactly.
Schenker?
Who's that?
Is it the guitar player that's with Def Leppard now?
No,
You know which one I'm talking about?
no, you're talking about Vivian Campbell or something.
Yes,
No,
I was thinking Vivian Campbell.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say Joe Satriani.
that is not correct. Dave,
Steve Vai.
that is not correct. Bust on this. Guitarist was John Sykes.
I don't even know who that
Rick
is.
Hefner
I don't
got
know who that is either. Who's John
Ted.
Hefner got that.
Who?
Rick
Yep.
Hefner.
Rick
got that.
Hefner got it. Rick Hefner, congratulations, man. Very, very good. Very good.
I didn't.
Yeah, when
I didn't know that.
When it come time to go on tour, from what I've heard, David Coverdale fired everybody and got a whole
Really?
new band. That's why when you see the video for Still of the Night or whatever, that's when you see Vivian Campbell and other, I think he got all new members. I was like, holy crap.
I watched something on David Coverdale. He can still sing. Right
yeah.
now, he's still fantastic.
Yeah, he's incredible.
He played with Vi at one point, didn't he? He went through
There-
a lot of different
I think there
guitar
was,
players.
there was a connection there, I believe.
Steve Vai played guitar for Whitesnake for one album, yes.
Yeah.
Because they had that
I
song,
felt
the Deeper the Love and all that, yeah.
I felt so
That's a good
sorry
song.
for the freaking guitar player that had to come back and play over Steve Vai.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
I'd cry. I'd cry and quit.
Yeah, I would too. I think he filled in for Adrian Vandenberg. Is that what was going on there? I'm not quite sure, but yeah,
Vandenberg. That's a cool last name, Vandenberg.
he had his own line of guitars out. That was
I'd buy a
called
Vandenberg just because of the
Vandenberg.
name. That sounds cool.
It was awesome. It was really short-lived, but it was a great-looking guitar.
So are those collector's items now at this point?
Probably impossible.
I got a
to find.
Vandenberg.
Yeah, probably like that guitar that Nathan was always wanting to get, that blue Saraceno model.
Good
That,
lord.
Oh, I
man,
remember
that thing's
Blue
so hard to
Saraceno.
find.
what guitar is that, Nate?
It's a Samick Radio 20. You can find them on Reverb sometimes, but I want the ones with I'm picky with it. I want the one with the freaking tremolo on it, and I want the one with that's got the double humbuckers.
Yeah.
Occasionally you can find the humbucker with the two singles, but man, that double humbucking one with the freaking tremolo is hard to find.
Wow, man. All right, let's continue on. Question number 8 here on trivia. What was the first name that this band picked before finally settling on the name Van Halen?
The 80 band? I don't know, man.
What
I
was
really
the
don't.
first name that they chose, and then
I know this.
they finally changed
The very first name,
The Cupcakes.
or the name before Van Halen.
It just says what was the
First
first
name.
name that they picked. That was how I have it. I know where you're
I
going
know
with this,
this.
Nathan, but it's not.
It's not what he thinks, is it?
It's not the condom company. It's not that. So,
Trojan?
yeah, it's not that.
I didn't know they were called Trojan.
I want to say at one time they had something called the Trojan Rubber Company or something, but that's not the correct answer. But that was one of the names they had that was short-lived. Anyway, what's the first name that this band picked before finally settling on the name Van Halen?
Looks like the chat's got it.
Mammoth? Is it Mammoth? Is that right?
It's the answer that I searched for and found. The answer, the very first name that they chose was the Broken Combs.
Oh,
Wow.
And
I
then
thought
they
it was
went-
I thought it was Genesis.
Oh, that's
there was
even worse.
There was a few different names, but this is supposedly the first one that they went with. So
Broken Combs. Can you imagine, Joe, what you'd have hang on your wall right now?
The Broken Combs.
yeah,
The BC.
that was yeah,
The BC.
that's crazy.
I got my BC model TBC,
Right.
BC model guitar.
TBC. I love my TBC.
Taking care of business? No, man, the Broken Combs. We've never heard of them. Okay, here we go. All right, number 9. We're getting close to the end. In the original Knight Rider television series, what did KIT stand for?
I used to know that. Sad as that sounds.
I've never seen one episode of Knight Rider.
Well, I can understand that, why you wouldn't, but it was popular in its day. It was huge on TV. In the original Knight Rider television series, what did KIT stand for? I hope Dave's not Googling something right now. All right,
I'm
any
not gonna
guesses?
say nothing. I'm
Night.
not gonna say nothing.
It's Night Industries. Hold on. Freaking heck. Night Industries 2000.
That's correct. That is correct. Knight Industries 2000.
Don't mess with the Hoff, man. Don't mess with the Hoff.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
Don't
Yeah.
hassle the Hoff. That's right.
Yeah, it looks like Thrash, Metal, and Fun Riffs got it with Knight Industries 2000. Boomer says, keep it tacky, Tito.
I think he's trying to say Toto. Tito. Toto. Hey, easy now. Easy. That's not.
Oh, my goodness. That's funny.
No,
All right.
tattoo. I think you meant to say tattoo, right?
Oh, Lord.
Tattoo.
Tattoo. I was like, the plane.
All right, and the final question. This is very easy, I would say. All right, here we go. Beastie Boys' first album, License to Ill, came out in what year?
Can I say it?
87. I don't know.
86.
That is correct. 1986. He's correct.
I knew it was back there, Joe. I knew we used to listen to it.
Yeah, I used to listen to the hell out of that damn album.
See, I was about 8, smoking Marlboros.
Eight years old.
Wow.
Our fight's right to party right now. I'm kidding. I was not smoking anything at 8 years old.
Like, wow, damn.
No, but my neighbors were older and they were jamming that cassette all the time. So,
Cassette.
Awesome,
guys,
man.
yeah.
Very, very cool, man. Very cool. Well, y'all did so well. Awesome, man. Thank you for participating, everybody. That was great, man. A lot of fun.
Hell yeah, good trivia.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Ted says, yeah, I love that song.
That's like my favorite on that album.
No
Well,
sleep till
here's a
Brook.
bonus. Here's a bonus. Who played guitar on
Brass
that song?
Monkey.
Brass Monkey. Who played guitar on No Sleep to Brooklyn? Dave, you
Kerry
should.
King.
That
from
is
Slayer.
correct. That is
I don't know, but,
absolutely right.
He played the
Guitar-
solo for, the solo on Fight for Your Right to Party, too. I believe.
The guitar riffs are so fun to play.
They are. They're very fun to play. Yeah.
Kerry King from Slayer. Is amazing. But yeah, it was him. And
Yeah.
it was a completely elementary beginner solo.
Dun.
Guitar work in general on that album.
Yes, but it caught my ear, man. And
It's catchy.
yes,
Yeah,
and being
that's
a beginner guitar player back then, you
Yeah.
felt accomplished because you could do that. Dun, 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 dun. And once you got it figured out, you're like, oh, I'm the greatest guitar player ever. You just feel so good, you know?
It's just that energy song. Yeah, Slash. It was Fight for Your Right to Party is the other one he played on.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun.
2
That's
tracks.
correct.
King.
That's correct. That's the fun part about guitar. When you can find a song that's fun to play, and it's that's what drew me to guitar to begin with. Cool songs like that you don't have to go to Ingve School of College to learn. You
Right.
You can just do a few chords, and you're like, hey man, this is freaking awesome.
Do some bar chords, you got it.
Yeah, that's the part about guitar that I love, man. I really enjoy it a lot. But we're hitting on an hour and 35 minutes, gentlemen. Is there anything anybody would like to add, to touch on, or talk about that maybe we didn't talk about a little while ago? Nathan, anything you'd like to say?
Not off the top of my head, no.
No? Okay. Ralph?
Great show, man. This one went by real quick.
I
I will say that.
It goes by really fast. Yeah, it's a lot
And
of fun.
thanks, Dave, for being on here, man. I
Yeah,
really
Dave,
appreciate it, man.
thank you so much for taking the time to be here, man. I know you're busy and you got stuff going on. And
That's exactly what I was thinking. I know he's a busy man.
Ah,
You got a lot.
Everybody is, man. No, thanks for having me on. You guys got a great show, and
Thank you, man.
I really appreciate coming on. And maybe time to time I can jump in once in a while and hang with you cool cats. But no, man, thanks for having me on. It was
man, you're always
fun.
welcome. Always an open invitation, my friend. Anytime.
Thank you, my man.
Maybe we can do a triple collaboration. That'd be cool. I'd love to do something with Dave.
Yeah.
You, Joe, Dave. That'd be freaking fantastic, man.
That
Blow
would
me away.
That would be a lot of fun. Absolutely.
That would be great.
That would be so cool. So, okay, well, for me, I have nothing else to say right now. I'm pretty much done. I had a lot of fun doing this show. Thank you to my son, Nathaniel, for being here. I hope you're okay, man. Hope you didn't break anything or whatever. Hope you're all right. Thank you, David Stafford, for taking the time to be here. And
Thank you.
Ralph, thank you, man. This way, damn it. And
Yeah.
thank you very much for
Did it
taking
right.
the time.
I'm pointing away from myself. You got to go the opposite.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm like, oh, what? But thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to check out Flagstaff coming out the DVD. Flagstaff 2 will be coming out. He's got a promotional thing, don't you?
Hold on, yeah.
We got a quick promotional thing for Flagstaff 2 that we'll show you real quick here. That is really cool. I think you'll enjoy it. Here we go. David Stafford returns in Flagstaff 2.
What was Flagstaff 1? Did I miss it?
I guess it was too long ago. Flagstaff 2, Dave Stafford returns,
You had a
Coming-
poster made?
coming straight to DVD.
Check it. Your local blockbuster.
That took a lot of effort. Hey,
The backstory with that was
because
I played a joke on Dave, and I took that screenshot of that chick, and I took his logo and put on the thing, and I had it sent to Walgreens and had a poster made and sent it to him in the mail.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I was just joking around with him. I said, dude, I said, your last name being Stafford.
Oh, I
it'd be
got one
funny
more.
if it was-
I got
if
one
it
more
was-
question, Dave.
Yeah.
That picture on your door of Gene Simmons. Did you draw that?
No, my good buddy Lester Evelyn.
Airbrush.
That was that an airbrush or paint?
Yeah.
Paint. Yeah, he did.
I could
that.
tell it was something of that nature. I'm like, man, did Dave do that? Wow.
He did that and the Joker there, and then he did a Iron Maiden mascot Eddie. And,
Yes.
Oh, you got other walls we don't
Yeah.
get to see. We don't get to see.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he
get
does
broke
all
my
kind of
headphones.
cool stuff, man. It's
But
really
yeah,
cool.
he did that. He had that in his shop. I was like, man, that's not a huge
Yeah.
Kiss fan, but it's just an iconic symbol for Kiss.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
absolutely. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, we'll be back next Friday. If not, You'll see the change on the thumbnail on this channel, the Joe Wentz Project TV. Thank you again to everybody who's here. Thank you again to everybody that tuned in and participated. Really appreciate it, man. Until next time, this is Joe. And that's Ralph.
This is Ralph. Hey.
For the Joe and Ralph Show. We'll see you
night.
next time.
Peace.
Take care.